Everything is changing to digital. Everything is online. People aren't just waiting for the 6 o'clock news anymore. People want their news right now. They want to be able to go onto their smartphone, onto the internet, and see the news that they want to see.
Vancouver is growing at, a really rapid rate, the Lower Mainland even, and with the tools that we're given here, we're able to cover all of that.
Welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Radhika Sikki-King.
In the program, they really leave it up to you. I mean, the help is there when you need it, figuring out how to use the programs like Premiere, Audition, and figuring out how to use the cameras. But it's up to you to sort of experiment and figure out what you can do when you go out in the field.
They brought candles and flowers to remember the student who lost her life yesterday.
Theresa May says the international community condemns Moscow.
They really make sure that you know the basics and you are able to put out a quality product.
I'm Brady Tretnero.
And I'm Radhika Sikki-King. Thank you for tuning in to BCIT Magazine.
The British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
Good morning. My name is Vivek Nakra and here are your news updates to 11 o'clock. Advanced voting polls have been reopened for today and tomorrow preceding Saturday's BC election. Our reporter Keenan Tregascus has the number for this year and what each party's leader is doing today.
With the BC election days away, residents have already begun voting. Elections BC shows that over 170,000 people went out and voted on Thursday. For people who have yet to vote or are undecided on who to vote for, they can compare the Conservative Party's costed plan with the Greens and NDP after it is announced today. Premier David Eby has just labeled Samadown a terrorist organization, and the Green Party's leader Sonia Furstenau went on iHeartRadio today for an interview. With the election 4 days away, there is still a long way to go to surpass the 1.9 million total votes that were counted in the 2017 record-setting election. Keenan Tregascus, BCIT's The Crow.
Diplomatic tensions between Canada and India are spiking again after the federal government expelled New Delhi's top envoy and 5 other diplomats. The decision came after the RCMP warned public about a rash of alleged crimes that links to Indian government agents. Canadian press reporter Laura Osman says that the allegations include murder, extortion, and coercion.
Not only that, but they also presented the evidence of these crimes to the Indian government and said, we need you to waive diplomatic immunity for some of these diplomats so that we can question them about these crimes. And India said no. And so that has led to a major diplomatic incident between Canada and India. And it's also led the RCMP to take this drastic move of warning the public, which they normally don't do while they're still investigating.
A 5-year-old girl is dead after overturned on a lake west of Edmonton. RCMP say they received a report of capsized watercraft in Wabamun Lake near the provincial campground just before 3 p.m. on Sunday. The girl was pulled from the water by the bystanders, but despite the life-saving efforts by the emergency officials, she was pronounced dead at the scene. Another 35-year-old woman was also pulled from the water. Corrective measures are underway to address a toxic climate of fear and intimidation at a French-language Montreal primary school in Quebec. Quebec's education department has appointed 2 monitors at Bedford School. They started working today and have to report back by 30th November. The measures follow a report made last week saying that there was a dominant clan of teachers who imposed very strict rule over students. Ontario is investing $146 million into the life science sector as it tries to become a world leader in biomanufacturing and health sciences. Premier Doug Ford has more on the story.
It'll be an all-of-government approach. We'll have everyone involved to enhance the province's biomanufacturing capacity, to unlock new streams of capital that help entrepreneurs turn their ideas into prototypes, into market-ready products.
The operator of a pulp mill in northwestern Alberta has been fined $1 million for letting almost 31 million liters of toxic wastewater flow into the Peace River. Mercer Peace River Pulp Limited pleaded guilty last month to a section of the Fishers Act. Taylor Swift's 6 Toronto concert dates is expected to inject hundreds of millions of dollars into the city's economy. Destination Toronto says it expects $152 million in direct spending associated with the Eras Tour's stint in the city next month. It is expected to grow into a $282 million economy impact as the money continues to circulate. The model that has the organization used includes predictions about spending on hotels, dining, shopping, and other local fare. Now comes the weather. The weather today is cloudy with a temperature of 12 degrees Celsius. The temperature might go up to 15 degrees Celsius by the noon and then fall later by the evening. It is expected to rain tomorrow, which might continue until next Monday. So don't forget your umbrellas. That was a news updates to 11 o'clock. My name is Vivek Nakra. Thanks for watching BCIT's The Crow.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow. This is 1680 The Crow, and you're listening to our feature presentation.
Do you have any idea what that sound was? That's cold. Well, you're about to find out.
Welcome to the Chill and Thrive podcast. I am Vivek Nakra.
And I'm Jacob Fraser. And this episode is called Ice and Heat Health Tour. So, I started using ice baths, also known as cold plunges, well over 10 years ago now. This was something that I started doing while I was playing hockey. I was playing at a hockey academy on Vancouver Island, and in our trainer's room of our facilities, we had 2 cold tubs. And I wasn't super interested in it at first because, well, I mean, who really wants to get in a big tub of ice water? But once I started, I couldn't stop. This is something that I've continued to do habitually, even now after being a few years removed from my hockey career. Saunas weren't something I used often, but I started that within the last couple years now. And pairing the two of them just is kind of the perfect way for me to start my day. I always start with a sauna first now, and Then after I'm out of the sauna, I'll hop in the ice bath and let my body heat up naturally afterwards, since apparently from what I've heard that burns a ton of calories. And then once I'm done that, I'm kind of feeling great, ready to go, and feeling invincible. Vivek, I know you don't have as much experience in this space as I do, but why don't you share a little bit of your background in just saunas, cold plunging, whatever your background is in that?
That sounds interesting. I haven't used it yet, but after listening to you, I'm really excited to try it once. I have also heard about the benefits of ice bath and sauna from different experts, as it is all over social media now. And I have seen people recovering from injuries or overcoming their stress by using it often.
Yeah, it's definitely become a lot more trendier on social media and things like that, like you said. I know in your research you found a little bit about the history about cold plunging and the treatments. Could you share that with us just briefly?
The history of cold plunges and saunas goes back to at least the 5th century BC. For health reasons, the ancient Egyptians, Romans, and Greeks all regularly took cold baths. As saunas came to be mixed into these cultures, one sort of followed the other. This sort of hot cold plunge has also been incorporated into ancient Chinese medicine.
That's really interesting. I always was under the impression that it came from Scandinavia, but it's interesting to learn that it comes from ancient Greek and Egypt. That's really cool. You mentioned it's practiced in ancient Chinese medicine as well. Let's transition that into our first interviewee. We got a chance to speak with a couple of medical professionals today. So we'll share a few of the things that they had to say about just the benefits of using cold plunging and saunas for people's health. The first person we're going to hear from is Kim Cormack. Kim is an athletic therapist at Simon Fraser University, and we're going to hear what she thinks about the practice of cold plunging and the use of saunas.
In my practice, I just encourage our athletes to basically use exercise as the best way to recover from like a hard training session or anything like that where your muscles are really sore. And then as far as using cryo or thermotherapy with cold plunges or saunas, that's kind of, from what my understanding is, there's not a lot of research out there to prove that either of them promote quicker recovery than just exercise. If that makes any sense.
It was really interesting to hear Kim talk about how there is such a lack of research in the space of cold plunging and saunas and whether or not it really is beneficial for your health, because that was something that I had found as well when trying to do research for this episode. But we did talk to another personal trainer, kinesiologist, Jaden Graywall, who will join us now and share his opinion on whether or not it is beneficial.
Regular sauna use can help enhance fitness recovery by increasing circulation and aiding in muscle relaxation. Cold plunge therapy can also complement this by improving blood flow, reducing inflammation, and speeding up muscle recovery as well, making it ideal after intense workouts.
It's really interesting to me to hear the two different point of views from two different medical professionals. Both are kinesiologists, both work in athletic therapy, and they both have opposing views on whether or not it is beneficial. So I found that to be really interesting, and definitely there needs to be more research done into the fact of whether or not it is beneficial. Next up, I'll be taking you guys through my personal sauna and cold plunge routine. So I hope you enjoy learning how I do things. All right, it's about to head into the sauna here. We've got it up to about 80 or 90 degrees, so I'm not going to be able to bring my microphone in there, but I'll let you know how it goes afterwards. Okay, so we just finished up our 15 minutes in the sauna there. It was really, really hot, and I'm really, really sweaty. And now we're just about to jump into the ice bath. So right now we're filling up the 5-gallon buckets of ice. We've got 3 of them, so we're going to be adding 15 gallons of ice to our ice bath today. So right now we are filling up the ice bath with the ice. The water's under 12 degrees. And yeah, we're about to hop in. We'll see how it goes. That's cold. Alright, just sitting in the ice bath right now. It is, let's see what the temperature is at. It's a little below 10 degrees at about 8 degrees right now. It's pretty chilly. Never really gets easier. The feet's the worst part of it, but feels good at the end.